Yuba-Sutter.Live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Call to order. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Rollins? Here. Councilmember Gilchrist?
Here.
Councilmember Hudson?
Here.
Vice Mayor Better-Cavoli?
Here.
And Mayor Branscombe.
Thank you. All stand, please, and join in the pledge. Pledge. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Madam Clerk, any changes to the agenda?
Not tonight, Mayor.
Good. Madam City Attorney, anything to report from closed session?
No reportable action.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we now move to the community and consent calendar portion of the meeting. If anybody wants to speak on any matter on the consent calendar or on any matter not on the agenda, this is the time to do so. Madam Clerk, do we have anybody who wishes to speak?
Not tonight.
What do you know? Okay, consent calendar. On the consent agenda, these items are considered routine, therefore are usually approved by one motion unless a council member or our city manager first requests that a matter be removed for separate discussion and action. What is the will of the council?
Move to approve. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That sounded unanimous, Madam Clerk. Okay. This is item H, the reason we got together today and have the public. Okay. We now move to the discussion and action calendar, and all matters on this portion of the agenda are acted on individually. And again, members of the public may speak after the matter is presented. If anybody would like to speak, you can get a speaker's card from the clerk or raise your hand online if you're doing that. And the first item on the discussion action calendar is item number 8, titled Approval of Caltrans Joint Use Agreement and Utility Agreement for State Route 70, Binney Junction Sewer Relocation Project. Recommendation is to pass an appropriately numbered resolution to authorize the city manager to execute the following agreements with the State of California Department of Transportation, Caltrans. 1, approve the Caltrans Joint Use Agreement related to city utility facilities located within State Highway 70 right-of-way. 2, approve the Caltrans Utility Agreement for the relocation of city sewer infrastructure required for the State Route 70 Binney Junction Railroad Rehabilitation Project. And 3, authorize the city manager to execute all required documents and take all actions necessary to complete the agreements, including issuance of progress billings consistent with Caltrans reimbursement requirements. Jeremy, please illuminate.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor and City Council. So before you tonight is a similar item to some of the others you saw earlier in this year, like the right-of-way item and some of those others that are in preparation of the larger Benny Junction project that Caltrans will be administering over the next couple of years. This item is the request, this request is to approve the resolution allowing city manager to execute 2 agreements with Caltrans related to that. Caltrans is moving forward with the roadway and railroad improvements. And some of the existing city lines are within the right-of-way, and some are in the areas outside of that. This would combine all those into one project and kind of streamline that, and also being our facilities, we facilitate the project and get that work done prior to their larger project and schedule. And so with that, Caltrans, as mentioned, is covering 100% of the relocation costs, and so there's no direct cost to the city. And staff is recommending this move forward to stay on schedule with their project. This would get completed this construction window, basically this construction season, once weather clears up. In the meantime, we'd get the project bid, prep it, and they would get it out or get it started as soon as weather breaks. And I believe we're looking at a 90-day calendar on this one. So, but if there's any other questions, we have our city engineer here as well if there's any specifics. And so we're open to any questions.
Let's see, do we have anything from the public?
Not on this item.
Thank you, ma'am. Any member of the council? I've got a quick question. There's been something going on at the can opener. Do you know what that's been?
I believe that they've been doing some of the other prep work. Cal Water, I know, has been out relocating some lines as well.
Saw that.
Yeah, so there's just been some other prep. I don't know if, John, are you aware of anything else?
They had a whole crew of people managing traffic, and I couldn't see exactly what was going on. It was, well, these things, they happen.
Yeah, they've been moving around quite a bit. We when we do hear about it, we'll check in and see what's going on. But for the most part, aside from the sewer line, which they turned right around, they did coordinate and take care of that and get that patched up as well in the last week.
Jim, I know you've been on this. Did you have anything you wanted to share?
The only thing I would share is that Cameron Knutson from Caltrans has offered to come in and do a presentation, and we'll set something up just so he can go over the status and projected schedule after the holidays.
What's the will of the council?
Move to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Madam Clerk? Unanimous. Thank you, Jeremy.
All right.
Oh, you're not going anyplace, are you? Okay, we now have a public hearing. Let's see. Make sure I do this public hearing right. Oh, that's one. Okay. All matters in this section of the agenda are formal public hearings. Actually, it's just one formal public hearing, and will be acted on its own. Members of the public may request to speak. Speaker's card, raise your hand online, but I guess we're not online. Yeah. Okay. And the matter is item number 9 on the agenda, entitled Request for Permission to Submit Grant Application and Conduct Public Input Process. Recommendation: pass an appropriately numbered resolution to authorize the following actions. 1, Authorize staff to prepare and submit a grant application to the United States Environmental Protection Agency for the fiscal year 2026 cleanup grant. And there is a very long-numbered funding opportunity number there on the agenda. 2, direct staff to conduct all required public notification and community input activities prior to submittal, including publication of notices, release of the draft analysis of brownfield cleanup alternatives, and hold a public meeting to solicit comments. 3, conduct a public hearing to give interested citizens, civic organizations, and groups an opportunity to express their opinions and ideas for the upcoming EPA brownfield grant submission. And 4, authorize the city manager or his designee to execute all application documents and certifications. Just for clarity, on item number 3, conduct a public hearing. Is that this public hearing?
We will be doing another separate one,
okay.
Just because there are some there's some additional work we need to do in between now and then, specifically the phase 2 assessment that we are working on. Yeah.
Just want to make sure, are we talking about this one or the next one? Sometimes we're talking about this one.
If we had that ready right now, we could have possibly done it. At the same time, we still wanted to leave it open for tonight just to gather as much input as possible if somebody wanted to speak tonight.
It will have unanimous support. Okay. And the presentation, sir.
Yeah, so as far as you covered most of the items on there, really this is just a follow-on. I know I briefed the council last meeting, and so we've continued to work on the application. This would give us the authorization to move forward with that. And then in the meantime, which is a requirement of the grant, as well as updating some of the additional documentation that I was just referencing. So we'll get that put together ahead of the big presentation or public hearing between now and then. That's one other item we were looking for direction from council on is we need to do that around the week of the 5th, I believe, as far as to meet the timeline. So we could do a workshop at that scheduled council meeting, or we could do similar to what we did last time as far as a separate town hall. So we're kind of up to whatever the council wants to do with that.
Well, I think whatever management suggests will be agreed upon. This is an important activity.
Okay.
So whatever, Jim, you think should be done, we'll just do that.
We've had more success with a separate town hall, but we'll just have to see how everybody's calendars work out.
Okay. And so, yeah, with that, that's about it. Right now there's no cost. There's staff time related to this, but no cost or no match required for this grant. And so we're recommending to move forward, provide those approvals, and delegate that authority to the city manager to move forward with this application and put our best foot forward and go after this funding.
I think it's supposed to bang the gavel and say the time for public comment is open. Madam Clerk.
Nothing tonight.
Time for public comment is closed. It's a public hearing thing. Council members, comments, questions?
I just for clarification, it's 5-month waiting period before we'd be notified, right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
We chatted briefly about this in our last strategic planning meeting. If we are unsuccessful, we've got 2 parallel approaches for a grant. One's the brownfield grant, and there's another earmark type grant that we're looking at. Does that characterize it well? And Fingers crossed that works. Because the last I heard, the low number for cleaning that up is 1.7 million. The high number pushes 4 million.
Yep.
And when you have a general fund budget that's in the $14 to $15 million range, those are big numbers. And those are, as we look out at great opportunities, we also have to keep in mind the risks. The risk is not such that it's an unrecorded liability or anything like that on the financials, but it's real. And I think the predisposition will be, at least my sense of the predisposition is that if we can't get those, then Mount Marysville is going to stay until we can find some outside money. It's appropriate, a grant that's appropriate to our circumstance. But it's a big deal. It's a real big deal. It's a big risk facing the city, should we ever be forced to clean it up on our own. Worth keeping in mind.
Definitely. Staff's committed to we're just continuing to look at other grant opportunities.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah, as
I'm
well.
sure you are.
So.
That's why I say, whatever you suggest we ought to do in terms of public meetings and what have you, let's do this thing right. Really want to be well positioned. Bruce.
I'm just curious, what's the value of this grant? Is it got a range in it?
I think the max is 4 million.
The max is, okay.
And we will likely apply up to that maximum.
Yeah, okay.
So again, a big deal, and that's the reason we were not originally scheduled to have this meeting. It had been recessed, but we rescheduled just because of this grant. This is an important item. I'm just beating the dead horse now, but it's important enough it needs to be beat. Okay, what's the will of the council?
Move to approve.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Rollins. Comments, committee reports.
No committee reports. The Street and Traffic will meet on Wednesday. I just want to congratulate Maggie once again. It was in the consent agenda. Congratulations. And a huge thank you to Jeremy for successfully completing your certificate to become the city chief business official. We appreciate that. I also want to extend my gratitude to the council and the city staff for their dedicated efforts on the strategic plan. It was very well thought out. I think we all, we were on the same page. It's nice to know that. The city Christmas parade was a fantastic success, and Carrie Houck did an amazing job once again. Thank you. Enjoy your holidays. I'll see some of you before that.
Councilmember.
No comments at this time other than Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
I have no committee reports. I just want to say to everybody, thank you for your hard work this year, 2025. Some are new, some have been around a while. And regardless of the fact that, it's been a good year. So I want to wish you all Merry Christmas. Personal bah humbug. But I also want to just say, hope you guys have a safe start to your new year. And don't take this the wrong way because I like you all, but I'm okay if I don't see any of you until the new year. So, take care.
That's a real bah humbug. Mr. Vice Mayor.
I have no committee reports, but I would just like to comment on the tree lighting and the parade. I cannot believe how big the tree lighting has gotten. That was unreal from just a couple of years ago when we were doing it. It was unreal. And the parade was the same way. That's got to be, if not the largest, closest to the largest one that I've seen since I was a little kid. So it was pretty amazing. Just like everyone else, like to thank all the staff for your work this year. I think we've made a really good team. We've got some really good new members up here with us now, and we really appreciate that. So I just hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year's.
Thank you. Again, mentioning the strategic planning session, it was very productive. The planning process basically cataloged everything going on in all the departments of any note, and conversations about these things were great, and we were able to zero in on a couple of handfuls of items at the top of the list. A worthy effort, and for Councilman Hudson's suggestion that we'll do this every 2 years. So we'll do another one on that schedule. The tree lighting, very quickly, before I get to the committee report. Tree lighting, spectacular. Before we lit the tree, there was a circle of young girls dancing to some music, and it was just the most charming thing, and they were having so much fun. And the families that came out for a tree lighting, it was absolutely grand. It makes me smile thinking about it. Bruce, I'll mention the committee you just slipped your mind, the audit committee. We had an audit committee meeting. We haven't reported on that. You can come back and comment. You can come back and comment. It was an extremely productive audit committee meeting. Vice Mayor and I are the members of the audit committee. We have a relationship with an excellent auditing firm, and we met with the partner from that firm and our esteemed finance director, Anissa Leon, and it was the best audit committee meeting we've had since I've been on board in terms of productivity and real information being shared. We did a tight scrub on liabilities and some challenges with leasing equipment and what have you, leasing police cars, what have you. But it's not to criticize anyone or anything, but a real tight scrub on everything. And importantly, we were able to develop a relationship with this new audit partner who was just coming in for the 1 year, and our Madam Finance Director, Bruce, and I, in an executive session of that meeting, decided we got to keep that guy. And the other partners, very more than competent, expert, but the relationship and the detail and his ability, his keenness in sensing, appreciating what we thought was important and diving into it was very productive. Audit committees. The audit committee in a public company is the most important committee. They have independent directors doing it. They are paid more than anybody else because it's such a tough job. Our job is made a little easier by the fact that we are beneficiaries of having a terrific finance director. But it was a productive meeting. Bruce, did you have anything you want?
Just to add that going into my 8th year here, it by far was the best audit. And I've been in on most all the audit finances, if I'm not mistaken. It was by far one of the best. And you did such a great job from our end of it to give us a lot of understanding. And you're absolutely right. The particular person that was here from that company is who we asked to have, and I believe we had confirmed that he will be back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a great job all around, and it was nice to see that we're actually in really good shape.
I think there's
that helps too. Come out of it that way.
I'm sorry. I think there's really some value add to come out of this new relationship. So that's it for me. Mr. City Manager, do you and Dan Flores have anything to report? Because I know Dan always has a list.
I have a few items before we first of all, I think lighting larger than. Thank you. I think that is going to be an event to go to, simply because it's our 150th,
250th,
and the nation's 250th. Did I get that right?
Yeah,
Stuart?
250th.
Yeah. So Marysville's 150th.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Or 175th. Okay. I'm sorry. And Stuart, you're supposed to help me with that. And the nation's 250th, and the counties and cities are already working, coordinating a larger event for this year. Thank you for getting that started, Councilmember Hudson. Second thing, there was mention that Jeremy is now our new building official. That, in conjunction with David, our new building inspector, internal building inspector, has really helped already. And
good people.
They're able to respond many more days a week. David had some personal issues, and Jeremy was out there inspecting. Not that we want him out there doing that every day, but he's already proven to be a great backup for David and provides David expert direction regarding any issues that David may not be familiar with. So that's been great. We do anticipate we will be using Nick and some of their building inspectors for some of the more specialized inspections, but we do anticipate that our use of 4-leaf will go down significantly in the future. And I do believe we'll provide better service by virtue of the fact that they're here and in-house. And the only other thing I had was Jeremy and I and Councilmember Gilchrist joined us. We're at the Yuba-Water Agency Pod Committee today. I commandeered Councilmember Gilchrist regarding the levy certification funding. They did the Pod Committee, which is not the final say, but they did recommend the $900 and some odd $1,000 grant funding to do the engineering analysis and reports to move both levy certifications forward, the state 200-year and the federal 100-year. So that was a big plus. We still have to, it still has to go to the entire board, and we'll probably be looking to have some of our council members go, possibly the mayor, to the full board. Just they like to see us there and show our appreciation. So that was good news today, and that's going to be a huge plus for the city once we get the certifications done. And then I'll turn it over to Dan.
Thank you. And I've been asked by the vice mayor to keep it brief, so I will keep it very brief. Since I know that.
Go for it, Dan.
Got to go to see, I guess, the swearing in of the mayor of Yuba City, right? And so, but I just want to add a little bit to what the council members were saying. I'm not a council member here, obviously, but I am excited about the team, working with this team in Marysville, and actually proud to work with this team. I want to give some kudos to John, our HR director, for helping to pull this team together, along, of course, with Jim in making the decisions. And I can tell you, I'm working closely with Jeremy, with Vance, with, well, all police too, but I mean also fire department, and very closely with our finance director. And it's great having Maggie on board in this position and just keeping things aligned. And it's just a really good experience. And I'm telling you, we stand on, I call it the precipice of exponential hypergrowth for 2020, the next year, for 2026. You hadn't seen nothing yet. This team is going to pull together some things from your strategic plan that you'll be amazed about. And we're already in that trajectory. Jim's even trying to hold us back a little bit from having to do too much, but we're very excited about what we have coming, and you'll see we're going to have a good comprehensive report so you can see what's going on in the development area. Jeremy and I are working really closely together on building, and lots of construction projects are in the works. So I'm not going to name them off, but I do want to give you one update, and that's on B Street because they gave me one today. They've cleared all the dirty ground, and so they're working on the underground, getting that together here, and we should have a full report on it by the end of the week on what their strategy is to get the underground work complete within the next few months. So good news on that. And of course, there's a lot of other things I could report on in terms of development and buildings around. But if you have any questions, I can give them to you. And then I also want to remind you that on the city's website and the community development website, which are combined, we have a quarterly newsletter that goes out, and it has all the updates from Public Works and from the community development in general, and it shares most of the projects that are in there, along with all the list of events that I usually share with you. But from the strategic planning, I cut down on the events today. I'm not giving you the list, but those are online to share. Still on.
If it would be convenient, I think it would be useful for the council to have. You could provide the council with a list of everything in play in terms of development.
Okay.
And maybe a regular status update on each one of those items. If for no other reason, that way if something happens, we'll know about it. We won't be embarrassed if someone else tells us about it, right?
Absolutely. No.
And these things have happened.
I can understand that, and we do have most of that online already, but we did talk today in a staff meeting about putting together a newsletter or something that will have a list of items from each department that Jim's going to be providing to the council with the director's input.
And then there's also there's the naughty and nice. We just talked about the nice list,
yeah.
But the naughty list in the spirit of the season, I think the State Theater would be somewhere on the naughty list.
Yeah,
and so the State Theater and similar properties that are challenges for the city. If you could also keep us informed as best you can. I know there's private negotiations going on, but you can be oblique and at least give us a feel for what's going on there.
Sure.
Because that's the kind of thing we get asked about.
Happy to do that. And State Theater is tiptoeing into nice, so they might end up with more than a lump of coal here if we head the right direction. But okay. We'll fill you in on that as well.
Characterized as tiptoeing. Okay.
Can I add one more thing? Speaking of naughty, the chief has been putting together a list of naughties and providing that in your boxes periodically. His department's doing a little bit more work, and we'll likely integrate that into that newsletter as well. And Chief Hegstrom isn't here, but he doesn't have as many naughties. He has some activity, though, just on how many incidents he responded to and what types of incidents. So he'll be providing that data, too. And he committed today that even once the annexation happens, he'll be glad to give updates on fire side of things.
If I could, I think I would characterize the chief's report as nice. No, it gives us specific information on police department activity. And I've chatted with city manager about maybe the right-hand side mirroring the left-hand side, but chat about that. That is excellent information to have. I'm particularly pleased to see you're making some. This could sound bad in a quote. Glad the press isn't here. The traffic stops. Traffic's a challenge in Marysville. Everything you're doing is excellent. It's good to see that information.
Can I chime in, Mayor?
Sir.
So I'm actually kind of a little excited about that. I do appreciate your report, Chief. And I try and share that with some of my patrons, but it's on a blank, boring piece of paper that they're not excited about. So if we could, any one of my patrons that is over the age, and nobody please take this the wrong way, 55, is not going to go online to go find out what's going on in the city. They want to sit there and complain about the city, which they do on a daily basis. You're really nice. Look at this. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to seen maybe some sort of information coming up that I could pass them, so I don't have to say the same thing 30 times a day.
The police department letterhead.
Would you be interested in posting that in your restrooms?
Oh, good Lord. Okay. Okay, the next regular meeting of the City Council will be Tuesday, January 6th. That might be a busy day with this hearing and everything that we need. Or the...
I think that's what we need to look at.
There you go.
Whether we need.
There you go. And anyway, at 6 p.m., we're now adjourned.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Hi, I'm Neil Goforth of Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties. Caring for elders or even yourself has challenges. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties can help you address today's issues and plan for tomorrow with in-home and specialized care for you or your family members. Call us at 530-749-8800. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties.
In Yuba County, there's a legendary diner.
Oh, it looks delicious. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Where the parking lot tells a story. A story as simple as biscuits and gravy.
The food is good. The prices are wonderful. My dad has so many friends here that come here, and it's my dad and mom have known Mary Jane and her dad before Duke.
Duke's Diner on 7th Avenue, home of legendary chili, holiday pies, and generations of local residents preparing tasty, hearty food for generations of local people. Join Mary Jane and her genial associates as they serve meals you'll come back for. Duke's Diner on 7th Avenue, Olivehurst. This week on Yuba-Sutter.live, lots of live streams, beginning with Government Watch, presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage at plumaslakeselfstorage.com. And at 7 p.m., the Yuba City Unified School Trustees organizational and regular meetings. On Thursday at 7 p.m., it's the Olivehurst Public Utilities District regular monthly meeting. Then, on Saturday, December 20th, it's the Sutter Parade of Lights as Christmas in Yuba-Sutter continues, presented by Comfort Keepers of Yuba-Sutter and Nevada counties. Sunday, December 21st, the 6 p.m. Sutter Parade of Lights replay here on Yuba-Sutter.live. Tuesday and Thursday, Government Watch. And then Christmas in Yuba-Sutter. That's happening this week, right here on Yuba-Sutter.live.
Yuba-Sutter.live. It's the truth that comes through. Yuba-Sutter.live. It's the truth that comes through.